David Delano hanging out with us from Winners and Winers, among other spots, on Twitter at GetSportsStrong. And David, I already asked you about the couple of massive favorites. There's one other one. Let's get into it. Seattle is at Tennessee, a 12.5-point favorite here. And this, as Brady and I talked about, I think this is going to be a popular play in Survivor pools. It's the team that I am invested in Survivor. But not only that, and Brady is against me on this one, I actually think Seattle covers the number here. I think we get the Seahawks winning going away. I think very little of Tennessee, especially that offense, the defense as well. I think the run game is going to be successful for Seattle with I think 27th ranked run defense, putrid run defense on the other side for the Titans. But more than that, and this is a little narrative street of me, but I'm actually kind of happy that Seattle lost its game, albeit in narrow fashion by the end with the Rams last week, because it has them that much more desperate, that much more hungry, off of 4 interceptions by Sam Darnold to come on out and try and keep up with the Joneses, try and stay in the race there, not only for the top seed in the NFC, but trying to win that NFC West. You need a win, and I think we're going to get a win by margin. How do you see it?
I agree with you, Adam. I mean, sometimes you want to think out of the box and go against the grain, but I really don't think that this is the spot at all. I don't think much of the Titans either. I know they played the Texans tough, but that's a divisional game. That's a lot different. And some things, I mean, they're 2-11 at home against the spread now last couple seasons, and we got a Seattle team actually plays better on the road now, 9-3-1 since last season in road games. And like you said, Sam Darnold, all those interceptions are coming off of a loss, so this should be a focus spot for them. We've seen the Seattle Seahawks up front just physically dominate, some superior teams that are superior to the Tennessee Titans. This Titans team is one of the worst offenses in football. And it's a big number, but I don't think that it's big enough. I'm definitely agree with you. Seattle's a team that early on in the season, I wasn't sure if they live up to the hype, but especially coming off of a loss, I don't think that we're going to see a letdown. So I do think that they cover this number of 13 and a half, wherever it is. I think they win this by 2 touchdowns or more. So I agree with you. I like Seattle to cover.
David, I think this is an interesting game, one that's at the top of the rotation and will kick off at 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern, and that is the Bears hosting the Steelers. It feels a little bit like the Bears and the Packers with Aaron Rodgers at the controls. We assume he's going to play. I believe he will play. Time is running out in his career, and I think he probably wants to play in every game he possibly can. I made the number 1.5 in favor of the Bears, and then when I crunch all the stats, I actually come out with the Steelers as a 1.5-point favorite. I didn't have the guts to make a play on it. Where do you sit with this one?
Okay, so with you on this one, this is one that I haven't made a play on either, but I am leaning toward the Chicago Bears side. I don't feel great about it, but with all that going on with Aaron Rodgers, whether or not he plays or not, and the thing is, if he doesn't play, that could be better for the Pittsburgh Steelers. It could be one of those spots where it is, but we don't really know. We know his status with that exactly, so that makes it a little bit tough. And the Chicago Bears team has been one that I've been doubting, but they just keep on finding ways to get it done. It does seem like a spot, though, that the Pittsburgh Steelers definitely need to win the game. I'm actually a little nervous that Aaron Rodgers won't play, and the Steelers will have a little bit more of a shot. So I am leaning on the Bears, but it's definitely not one of my favorite plays.
Guys, earlier in the season, I might have said something like, let's make this about me for a sec. Let me ask you about the New England Patriots. This game, you know what? Now I'm just going to do this. Let me ask you about the best team in the NFL, the New England Patriots, who are coming in with 8 straight wins. Now listen, tell me I'm wrong, because the Broncos are on bye this week, Brady, and the Patriots, after they take care of business, nobody's going to have a better record. It's look, facts are facts. I thought Joe Burrow, well, I didn't. If you had asked me a week ago, I would have said no way in hell Joe Burrow plays. He asked me, yesterday, I would have said I absolutely believe Joe Burrow plays. Now we find out he's not going to play. The Patriots on the road, touchdown favorites. How do you see it?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that Joe Burrow not playing, and even with the Jamar Chase out, I don't think that that's as big of a deal, because at the end of the day, Joe Burrow doesn't play defense, which has been the issue for the Cincinnati Bengals. Joe Flacco, though, I mean, in that system, he definitely still can sling it, and I think that this is going to be one of the higher scoring games of the day. And despite everything that we've seen, and I know the Bengals, they're kind of playing for their season, even at 3-7, it's like, well, it's kind of over. But I don't think that they've packed it in yet, Adam. This might be one of the uglier plays. But I actually like the Cincinnati Bengals here at plus 7.5. I think that the Bengals are going to show some fight, put up a lot of points, and I think that they're going to give New England a run, and I think that they're going to end up covering the spread in a competitive game here at home.
Yeah,
I
can
felt a little
see it happen.
disrespected by you there, Brady. That was some real outward laughter.
The best team in the NFL. I don't know.
Yeah,
we'll
Bill
see.
Parcells once said, "You are what your record says you
That's
are."
Right. That's right. He sure did.
Right.
I think the Rams might be the best team in the NFL. Just an aside there. And there's no doubt your team is darn good. They're obviously going to win that division, and Drake May's the real deal, but we can talk about that later. We don't have a ton of time here left, David, but Cowboys and Eagles, a very intriguing game on the late window. This is a little bit of same season revenge here for Dallas, getting 3.5. Where do you side with this one?
It's week after week now. It seems like these Eagles lines have looked weird, and they've been responding. It's where somebody knows something, and we keep seeing these low lines, and all the Eagles do is win games. No matter where they are. I know this is still it's a big divisional game. I don't think that it's going to be a letdown. I think that Jalen Hurts and this offense can have a big breakout. They've been doing enough to win against some really good teams. I haven't seen enough from Dallas to back the Cowboys here. I don't think Dallas is getting enough points. It's just a field goal. I like the Philadelphia Eagles. Maybe if this was 4.5 or something like that, but to be able to just get that 3. I think there's been some Eagles disrespect with these lines. I'm not going up against the Eagles here. I think the Eagles are the best team in the NFL.
There you go. How about that? So we got the Eagles, the Rams, and the Patriots.
Yeah, all represented. Plenty of fights still to be had on the field and off. David Delano joining us here, Get Sports Strong on Twitter, from Winners and Winers, among other spots, and a regular guest here on the program. David, thank you so much, man. Happy betting tomorrow.
Happy betting tomorrow, guys. Thanks a lot.
All right, more NFL, more college football on the way.